Hello my friends, it's great to see you for yet another video, and old Taco Don is back at it again. That's right, he's being a big, tough, scary bully as Donald Trump has now reignited the trade wars with Canada. And that is absolutely hilarious, my friends. And I know I got a lot of Canadian friends here, and I imagine this time when you heard the news, you just rolled your eyes and said, this guy again with all his nonsense. Who cares? No one cares at this point because Donald Trump has tried this tough guy act over and over and over again, where he threatens to put tariffs on countries. You know why? Because he doesn't understand what a tariff is. And then the countries go, what the hell is Donald doing again? And it was just a few short months ago, my friends, that everybody would be like, oh God, what do we need to do? How can we calm Donald Trump down? What can we do for him? And it just doesn't have the same effect anymore. Now, does it, my friends? As absolutely no one cares that Donald Trump is throwing yet another fucking temper tantrum. So we got to talk about all that, because this is quite possibly the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life at this point. And it's funny because, like I was saying, you guys remember just a few months ago, Donald Trump was running hog wild with his fucking tariffs, threatening all these other countries to put tariffs on them. Hold on, let's analyze that for just a goddamn second. Can we stop? Well, I gotta stop, but can we stop saying tariffs on other countries? Because that in itself is misleading. That is causing the MAGA base with their mush brains to think that Donald Trump is punishing another country or harming another country or something like that, and they fucking love that shit. That really gets them off, my friends. But what Donald Trump is doing, god damn it, for the love of God, I can't believe I live in a country that is this fucking stupid. What Donald Trump is doing is tariffing the American people. Yeah, anyways, like I was saying, just a few short months ago, my friends, everybody would panic, the whole world would panic, the stock market would go crazy, people would be freaking out about what was going to happen, and at the time we didn't know that Trump always chickens out, my friends, and we have played this game over and fucking over again. So there's a lot going on here. Let me try to, I guess I kind of just blew past the story in all my excitement, didn't I? I just assumed everybody knew what was going on, and that is my fault. I take all the blame for that. Donald Trump had another little crybaby temper tantrum where he has decided he is putting a 35% tariff on Canadian goods coming into America. Now, because it's Donald Trump and the tariffs are such a fucking mess that nobody knows exactly what is going on, we don't know if that means like 35% across the board. Does that add 35% to the 50% he just put on something else just to hear a few days ago? We don't fucking know. But the point is, we don't care anymore. We're kind of sick of it, Donald Trump. This is the boy who cried wolf over and over, and fucking nothing ever happens. And honestly, the tough guy thing is just over. The rest of the world is absolutely sick of it. So yes, in one of Donald Trump's many temper tantrums, he has now went after Canada once again. And I want to dive into this a little bit. The way that the MAGA brain works, starting at Donald Trump all the way down, right? Because that's going to be important to the story. It starts with Donald Trump, who they call Daddy. I know I bring it up a lot, but could you imagine referring to the president of your country as Daddy and then acting like it's a completely fucking normal thing to say? These MAGA dorks, my friends, are fucking weird. I just don't have a better way to put that. Ew! They call the president Daddy. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is Donald Trump believes that he can do whatever he wants to people, and there will be no repercussions, and that person is not allowed to fight back or do something to him in return for the thing that he did to them. And it probably stems from him being a spoiled rich fucking brat that's never been told no a day in his life. And we know from the Access Hollywood tapes, Donald Trump just grabs them wherever he wants. It's gross, but it's the way Donald Trump fucking rolls. So they have this fucking mindset that they can do whatever they want to other people, and and nobody's allowed to fucking respond. And this trickles down through the entire MAGA dork movement of fucking weirdo chest-puffing dorks that think they're tough guys for some fucking reason. I hear it every day, my friends, and I do think it's amusing, but you know how I get their feathers all ruffled over here on this channel. I get those fuckers fired up, don't I? They get real grumpy with me, and I don't fucking care. But they say things like to me like, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kick your ass, and that's a really good fucking theory. In theory, all of that sounds really great, but it's because of their mindset that they're not paying attention to the flip side of the equation of that, right? Like, okay, so a MAGA dork comes up and he starts kicking my ass. Well, what if I made the split-second decision to kick his chubby ass back, right? What if I just said, you know what, I'm not gonna take this, and I retaliate with maybe an uppercut, maybe a roundhouse. I haven't decided yet, my friends. It'll happen in the spur of the fucking moment. And they always, the mindset of MAGA is they can victimize whoever the fuck they want, and nobody will ever respond, or nobody's allowed to respond, or any number of fucking things going on in their lunatic fucking heads. And that is exactly what this whole tariff shit is about. It's this fake tough guy shit by Donald Trump. And look, he got us. I'm going to be honest with you, he got us. And he has definitely ruined our relationship with Canada and other countries. But I remember at the beginning of it, I'm freaking out right now, my friends. I'm going to tell you a little side story. This is weird. It's gross, okay? Stay with me. We'll get back to Donald Trump in a minute. I was picking at my fat belly a couple days ago. I'm not actually, I don't have a fat belly, but I like to make fun of myself. And I noticed I had something black stuck to it, right? And I was trying to pull this black thing off of my little chubby belly. And I was pulling on it and it wouldn't come off. And then I pulled really hard to discover that a tick had embedded its head into my belly. Well, I panicked and I threw the tick across the truck. I was in the truck when I discovered it. Found him. He's crawling on my window right now. He's climbing up the window of my truck. I assume it's the same one, or I've got a fucking tick problem here. So I'm getting through this video while freaking out about that motherfucker that's over there on my window. So let's get back to the fucking point. I was saying that Donald Trump got us. Like at the beginning, when he started putting tariffs on all these fucking countries, we were freaking the fuck out, right? We were going, oh my God, this is economic crisis. The economy's gonna crash. The supply chain's gonna crash. Fucking our relationships are ruined. Our trading partners are gone, and all these fucking things. And it was actually a really effective strategy by Donald Trump when you consider how his warped brain works. And his warped brain works in the sense that he wants you to be fucking terrified. That fucking tick's still there. He wants you to be terrified of everything that he does, right? And then as time went on, Donald Trump saw the results of the bullshit that he was doing, whether that be in the jobs reports, the stock market, the bond market, any number of things where Donald Trump went, holy fucking shit, this is not a good idea. And then he backed off on it, right? Remember that? That was the first chicken out. And then he kept doing the same thing over and over. Tough guy. I'm a big fucking tough guy. I'm gonna throw tariffs on you if you don't give me my fucking way. And for a while there, we would just go, God, this is fucking absolutely insane that Donald Trump keeps fucking doing this. What Donald Trump didn't account for is the very thing that I was talking about just a few minutes ago before I got worked up about that tick. Still there, by the way. I'm going to have to smash that sumbitch in just a minute. What was I saying? Donald Trump doesn't realize that people can react and retaliate to the shit that he does. And that really throws him the fuck off, being the spoiled brat that he's been his entire fucking life. And countries, the leadership of most countries in the world their leadership is much smarter than the leadership of America. So while Donald Trump was doing his little taco act, chickening out every time he saw a problem, from the problem he created, other countries with smarter leadership started like making other trade partners, making other trade deals, and basically just moving on with their fucking lives. Like, okay, this is bullshit with America. This is literally the dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. And we really don't have time for this because we as other countries have different shit. We have a whole economy. We have people to protect. We have jobs to protect. We have to do something besides rely on America, right? And that is basically where we're at in America right now, my friends. Donald Trump is trying to do this whole tough guy act again, right? I'm just gonna slap tariffs on everyone. I'm gonna do all kinds of shit. And like, the markets don't really give a shit. I mean, the stock market's down a little bit, but it wasn't like that huge catastrophic world-ending drop that the first time Donald Trump pulled the shit. The stock market knows that give it a day, give it 2 days, 2 weeks tops, and Donald Trump's gonna pull back, and the stock market don't give a fuck anymore at all, right? And I imagine, because I've made a lot of Canadian friends from this channel, some Canadian enemies, some of them come and yell at me, I guess, and they say, don't you ever call me your Canadian friend. Fine, fucker, don't be my Canadian friend. I have plenty. I don't, my cup runneth over, my friends, with Canadian friends. Look, if you don't like me, you don't like me, that's fine. But I imagine that the Canadians on this round, when Donald Trump went, that's it, motherfuckers, I'm putting 35% tariffs on you, I imagine that entire country erupted in fucking laughter at this point and said, what the fuck's he even talking about? Is this fucking dementia old man still going on about fucking tariffs and whatever weird shit that he's come up with? Well, fuck, we elected Mark Carney, and I know politics are kind of split in Canada also, so I'm not being a simp for Mark Carney, but he's a smart guy. He understands finance. And I believe, as an American, as an outsider looking in, I believe that he is equipped to deal with the problems that Donald Trump is trying to create for Canada. So while Donald Trump is over here shitting his diaper, throwing fucking temper tantrums about whatever he is doing, making threats to all the other countries in the world, all the other countries already moved on, Donald, you dumb son of a bitch. They've all fucking started doing their own thing. They have already determined months ago, Donald Trump, that you and you alone, well, and all your fucking enablers, I mean, let's not get it fucked up here, but you and you alone and all these enablers have made America an unreliable trading partner. There is no faith, no confidence, no nothing in America at this point, and they've already moved on. Donald Trump at this point is basically a fucking ex-girlfriend that is hell-bent on fucking trying to get back at their ex, or trying to at least make them think about him, right? And that's why he's trying to get Canada's attention right now. He's like, hey guys, remember me? Remember when you used to fuck around in all my shenanigans and give a fuck what I said? I sure do miss those days. And if you don't want to pay attention, tariffs, motherfucker, you get more tariffs. Tariffs for everybody, right? And the entire point of the video is just that. We need to understand, as Americans, the biggest part we need to take away from this is Donald Trump has turned us into a fucking laughingstock. The world does not take us seriously at this point. And I know a lot of Americans believe that, but there's also the other 70 million that fucking think he's doing God's work. It's fucking absolutely insane. But we as Americans need to understand that. Look, our president has made us all look fucking stupid, right? And on the flip side of that, I don't know, I'm Canadians and if anybody from any other country, I can't tell you what you need to understand, but me at this point, if I was in Canada, hypothetically, and I had to listen to another round of Donald Trump's tariffs were coming, I straight up would not give a fuck at this point. I wouldn't give a flying fuck that Donald Trump was mad and wanted my attention again. And that's the funniest fucking part of all of this, is literally no one cares. The stock market's hardly reacting. As far as I can tell, Canadians aren't really reacting. They just don't give a shit anymore, Donald, and that's the point. I feel like I had more points in this video, but I can't remember, and that fucking tick over there is driving me insane. I don't know if you guys have seen me side-eyeing that motherfucker the entire video, because he'll keep crawling down on the window. I'm like, I got my eye on you. Look, you're going to die, just not right now. I have to finish recording my video, but shortly after that he will meet his end at that little tick over there, because I don't need him buried in my belly again, my friends. Anyways, that's the video for today. Love you guys. Bye now.